15. Can you believe it? In the NFL, Bills are short favorites at the Patriots. That game 1 Eastern on CBS. Also on CBS, the Chargers at the Chiefs. Chiefs are in a little bit of trouble there, but they are favored -4.5. Lions at the Rams. Packers taking on the Broncos at the late slate, 4:25 on CBS. And then Monday night, we're looking at the Dolphins at the Steelers, and Steelers favored just over a field goal there. Time now to welcome back in the crew. We got Larry, we got Mike, and we got Zach, and we are in week 15, y'all, of the NFL season. I say this every year, but this one seems to be going just a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and break down some of these games, shall we, gentlemen? You got the Bills at the Patriots with the AFC East on the line. New England can clinch the division with a win, while Buffalo has to have this one just to keep those hopes alive. There are massive stakes in Foxborough. Larry, what do you like in this one?
A little payback for the Bills for that 23-20 loss when they were 4-0 early in the season. A couple of differences from that game. Milton Williams will not be in the middle of that New England defense. He had a big game with 4 tackles and half a sack, and I think Buffalo is going to have success running the ball. They lead the NFL 5.1 yards per carry, and they're coming off 2 straight wins, and they get their right tackle back. Spencer Brown should be back for Josh Allen. You go back to that game, 56% success rate for the Bills. They moved the ball fine on a down-to-down basis, but they killed themselves with 11 penalties and 3 turnovers. I think they clean it up and even the series.
Yeah, I lean to the Bills side as well with Larry, but I'm going to go under on Stephon Diggs receiving yards, under 49.5 yards receiving. We saw him have a couple of quiet games before the Patriots bye week, just 2 catches for 20 yards against Cincinnati, 3 catches for 26 yards against the New York Giants. And you know he's going to be high on the Buffalo Bills scouting report, because in that Sunday Night Football win, he had a season-high 10 catches and 146 yards. But that's just not what we've seen from Stephon Diggs over the last 8 Patriot games. 6 out of his last 8 games, he's had 46 yards or less. And Drake May, he's throwing the football around, spreading the football around, making the right reads. I'll go under 49.5 receiving yards for Stephon Diggs.
And I'm going to be on Buffalo here as well, guys. I think they can avenge the loss. And, you know, I am always going to talk about strength of schedule when you talk about the NFL, because they're not all created equal. Yes, credit to a team that goes out there and takes care of business. You can only play who they line up across from you. But listen to the schedule that these Patriots have played since that Buffalo win. They played the New Orleans Saints, the Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns, the Falcons, the Bucks, the Jets, the Giants, and the Cincinnati Bengals. It is on paper the easiest schedule in the National Football League this year. I think this is a tough game. I think it's priced correctly where it's at, considering what we've seen from both of these teams on the field, both clearly playoff talent teams. But I like Josh Allen playing hero ball with a little motivation and a chance to go really capture something special in the AFC right now when you look across and see potentially Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes on the outside of the playoffs. Just a huge opportunity for Buffalo, and I think they take advantage of it.
Here's the thing. Let me ask you this, McClure. We just saw on the graphic there, the Bills are plus 390 to take the division. Right now, they're 2 games back of the Patriots in the AFC East, looking to make another comeback, which they have done before. In 2021, they won the AFC East with 2 games back, 4 games left to play. They also did the same thing with 5 games left to play and 3 games back in 2023. Would you take this plus 390?
You know, I'm probably not going to at this point, and the only reason for it is the fact that the Patriots still do get to play the Jets and the Dolphins again, and that is the concern for me here. They would essentially be tied if they split with Buffalo. I'd have to really analyze some of those potential tiebreakers there should the rest of the games be victories. Lean there. I like Buffalo. I like it, but probably not at plus 390 going to take a shot yet.
Okay, not taking a shot quite yet. Let's move on here. Chargers and the Chiefs with everything flipped in the AFC West. LA surging 9-4 right now. Kansas City reeling at 6-7, nearly out of the playoff picture. Don't worry, Mike, we'll talk about it with you. But Herbert already beat Mahomes once this year. Can he do it again, Larry?
I don't think so. I think this offense is going to struggle in Kansas City, where the Chiefs have given up less than 13 points a game in their last 5 home games. You know, there's nothing wrong with the Chiefs' defense. It's the offense, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce dropping the ball, that is really plaguing this team. I think they're going to go under 18.5. They just gave up a 68% pressure rate to the Philadelphia Eagles. Justin Herbert playing with, one broken hand on a short week, traveling. This Chiefs team just gave up 14 first downs to Houston, only 10 first downs to Indianapolis. I'm going to play the Chargers under 18.5 points.
Yeah, I'm going to lay it with Kansas City. Love Larry's look on the team total under. And it's more about the Kansas City defense and a beat-up Chargers team than it is about Kansas City as a whole. As Larry mentioned, shorter week with travel, outdoors, going to be extremely cold, and it's truly the last-ditch effort from Kansas City. And I love the way that defense is playing right now. It was very clear that Justin Herbert was not operating at 100%. He has a ton of heart, took off and run a lot. I don't think he'll be able to do that nearly as much against Kansas City. But when you look at that game, for the Chargers to win that game against the Eagles, it took a historically bad performance from Jalen Hurts, a missed field goal, an overtime win. I think they should have lost that game, and I think the market is correct here on this price point. I think Kansas City stays alive for another week.
I'm going to look at the total here and go over 41.5. Even with Justin Herbert's hand injury, I think the Chargers offense has been efficient enough. 31 points against the Vegas Raiders, 22 points against the Philadelphia Eagles. And we're seeing explosive play from their running back in Kamani Vidal. He had that 59-yard touchdown run against the Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football, a 60-yard catch and run. And you look at the Chiefs, their playoff run may be done, but I think there's going to be an emphasis on getting this offense going in the first half. 3 out of their last 4 games, they have failed to score a touchdown in the first half. They were shut out by the Texans and just had field goals against the Colts and Broncos. So lower total here, I think it goes over 41.5.
All right, we got 2 more games. We got 2 more games to get through. We got to pick up the pace here. Let's look at this Lions and Rams in the later window. It's a shootout spot. Both of these teams coming off 44-plus point games. Got Stafford and Goff just playing at incredible numbers right now. What do you think about this one, Larry?
I think the Rams are going to outscore the Lions by a touchdown. Stafford has a 113 passer rating. That's the best in the NFL, taking on a secondary that won't have Brian Branch, probably won't have Kirby Joseph again, and a few other guys in the secondary are missing. I think the Rams win a high-scoring game by 7 or more.
And I'm right there with Larry, laying that 5.5. Detroit, so many injuries on both sides of the football. We've seen a win-loss pattern every other game from the Lions to have a 4-4 record over their last 8. And the road element is key for me here. Detroit's had 3 straight games at home. This will mark their first road game in a month. And you expect the Rams to be motivated. The last 2 times they faced the Lions, they had that playoff loss by 1 point. In the season opener last year, went to overtime where they lost that one as well. Rams get a little payback here, minus the 5.5.
I think the Rams ultimately win the game, but I am expecting a tight one here. I agree with where the market is. I have it set closer to 4.5. When I look at this spot for Detroit, the one time I want to back them is frankly in desperation, which they kind of are at this point where they're sitting. And then they're playing indoors. This is an offense and a team that just has to play in controlled conditions, and that's what you get here. You always know when you go to LA, there isn't a big home field advantage like some of the other spots in the league. You've got some of the revenge narratives with the quarterbacks. I just think this is a spot where the aggression from Dan Campbell might be good for this to essentially be a very competitive, tight game. So give me the Lions here plus 5.5.
So maybe he's going to go for it on 4th and short, maybe at some point in that game. All right, real quick.
4th and long, yes.
4th and long, probably. Yeah, 4th and 20. Packers and Broncos, real quick, Mike.
Give me the Packers here. It's starting to balloon out a little bit, like the money line. I just think they're the better team. While Denver, a lot like the Patriots, I think that they've had a phenomenal season. I don't think that they're as good as their record indicates, and I think this Green Bay team is underrated on both sides.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a universal play. I'm on the Packers side as well, minus 2.5. Even with Denver on a 10-game winning streak, you're seeing them be a home underdog here. And there's just the magic to Matt LaFleur and winning in December. 21-4 record since 2019. You can see the Packers offense open up with the return of Jayden Reed last week against the Chicago Bears. And you look at Bo Nix, Sean Payton's done a great job in masking his issues. He has not thrown more touchdowns than interceptions in a span of 5 games. So I have believe the Packers defense takes advantage here, and they cover minus the 2.5.
And getting those weapons back, Jordan Love has thrown 7 touchdowns against 1 interception in the last 2 weeks. Green Bay is looking like a legit Super Bowl contender at this point, whereas Denver, a very good team having a very good season. I think they're going to be outclassed, and I'll play the Packers on the money line.